This is Kugan Cassius Fry from London. We're in Blackpool for the press conference for the life of Brian, fighting on the bill, Maxi Hughes versus Scott Cardle. I've got Maxi Hughes and his promoter Dave Colwell. How are you guys?
Very well, thanks.
Dave, you alright?
Very good, thanks mate. You?
Very well, thank you. Sunny Blackpool, not, but you know, there you go. Interesting fight this is. A lot of people a little bit surprised that Scott decided to take this fight. There's been a bit of things said about that, whether he should have taken the fight or not. Well, yeah, I've heard a few people saying it, but Scott seems up for the fight, so you're not just coming to make up the numbers, Maxi, are you?
No, definitely not. I'm intent in coming to Blackpool to beat him in his own back garden. There's no pressure on me whatsoever. It's his homecoming. He's had all this hype surrounding him, so I'm just going to go in and take it all away from him.
Dave, you know more than anyone when you're trying to build up a prospect like Eddie's doing with Scott Cardle. You get them the right fights at the right time, but is this the right fight for Scott Cardle, in your opinion, to take a fight like this with Maxi Hughes?
I should hope so. I mean, look at his amateur background and everything that he's achieved. You know, he's a quality prospect. You know, he's one of the big stars of Eddie's future. Really, he's had all the big build up. You know, and he's had a good handful of fights now. So it's about taking learner plates off and stepping up to fighting a fellow prospect. These are the sort of fights that he needs to be doing right now. And same goes for Maxi. You know, Maxi's already had a bit of a test when he fought Ronnie Clark, so he's already been there and he's already done that where he's fought a live opponent. Scott's not fought a live opponent yet as such, but he will do on Saturday night.
We live in a world where obviously boxers' records are, behind the scenes they're padded. They're padded out and they're not willing to sort of risk that early stage of their career. But these are two unbeaten fighters that are going to pretty much put in their O's on the line pretty early on.
And a lot of people, you get a lot of tweets and stuff where people saying, "Oh, this fight and this prospect and that's prospect. No, leave it down line. It's a bigger fight. It's worth more money." Well, I'm not being funny. If Scotty and Maxi put on a great fight, whoever gets beat goes on, rebuilds. Whoever wins moves on. Down the line, might be for a British title. Then the rematch is a bigger fight, and then if the other guy wins, then you've got a rubber match. I'm not so much into this where you just leave it, because a lot of times them fights then just don't happen, and that's not good for the fans. It's not good for the sport. And at the end of the day, fights like this, it's real fights. Whoever wins and whoever loses, both fighters are going to learn and are going to improve from a proper fight.
Maxi, are you more interested in getting the better fights for you rather than preserving an unbeaten record?
Yeah, I don't believe in that protect your perfect undefeated record. I want to be the best in boxing, so you've got to fight the best, and I'll fight anyone. So that's why I jumped at the chance to fight Scott Cardle with a name he is in boxing, so that's what it's all about, isn't it?
How are you booking this fight? Are you booking this as slightly more as an even fight, or you're booking it as people are going to look at it as Scott's being a favourite in this fight?
Yeah, obviously Scott is a favourite, but I'm happy with that. I'm glad he's the favourite. There's no pressure on me. And another thing is, no matter what outcome the fight is, it's both early in our career, and it's not going to do us any harm. It's only going to benefit both of us making this fight.
Dave, like I said to you, it is an interesting matchup. Like I said, and come Saturday night, we'll like I said, it's good to see these when prospects are put in together. Like I said to you, because there's been too much emphasis with boxers getting to 20 and 25 wins, and
I think them days are gone, trying to build a kid without fighting anybody, with a winning record, trying to build them up, 15, 20 fights before they fight anybody with an heartbeat. Those days are gone. Fans have got wise to it, fans have got to be a little bit more selective about where they're putting the money, and if you've got to have an handful of fights where you are fighting, journeymen that are just going to, improve you, but in a negative sort of way, where that they'll come and just survive. You've got to have that to ground your feet a little bit in the pro game. But then, after half a dozen fights, you've got to start having real fights, and the best will rise to the top. And if you get beat, you weren't the better man that night, and you've got to improve in order to come back and reach your goals. It's what we've said with Maxi. He wants to have real fights because he wants to be the best that he can be. He can't be the best that he can be if he just fights, in protected fights all the way through his career. Same goes for Scotty Cardle. Scott is going to be slight favourite as such, because everyone knows who Scotty Cardle is because he boxes on Sky all the time. You know, it doesn't mean that he's the better fighter. I mean, it may well be on the night. You know, we don't know until Saturday night whoever performs the best. But he's not this massive, overwhelming favourite because everybody's aware of him. You know, he's not been on the big stages. You know, so he signed with me. He said, you know, he wants the big fights. He wants to win British titles and beyond. You know, so this is part of his progression, and we'll see how he does on Saturday night.
Just finally, Max, you just tell us a little bit about how your training's been going. You know, who you've been sparring with, and a little bit of that.
Training's gone really well. As soon as I knew that the fight got confirmed, I took time off work because I'm also, you know, working full time. So took time off work to train full time, and it's been a blessing. I love it. This is what I want to do all the time. I want to be a full time fighter, and I've been doing that. So been training all the time. Sparring's gone really well. Sparred a mixture of sparring partners. I've had Gary Sykes, Adil Anwar, a couple of lads from the Ingles camp, and I've been in Wales sparring as well. So I'm over at Moon. I'm buzzing for Saturday. Just can't wait for it.
It's a lovely shirt you have on, by the way.
Thanks, girlfriend picked it out for me.
I'm not one to talk. I've got a bright blue tracksuit on, Adidas tracksuit on, but yeah, it's an interesting shirt.
It's about standing out, isn't it?
It's all about standing out, stepping away from the crowd.
That's it, exactly. I'll be the shining star.
Right, well, listen, Dave Caldwell, Maxi Hughes. Sorry, Maxi, where's the Maxi come from? Because your name's Daniel, isn't it?
Yeah, real name's Danny. Obviously, there's another, I think he's an heavyweight up north, who's Danny Hughes. So obviously he's got that name. And my granddad is a very popular character in our village. Some class him as a legend. So it were name had to go really. I wanted his name, so make his name even bigger.
No, I'm feeling that name, Maxi Hughes. Yeah, feeling that.
Name, isn't it? It's powerful.
It is powerful indeed. All right, well, Maxi, David, thank you very much for talking away from London. We'll look forward to Saturday night, Sky Sports, the new life of Brian.
Yeah, it'll be a great show. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
Download the Caldwell app while we're at it as well.
Yeah, call out. And don't forget Sky Channel 192 on Sunday afternoon, 6 o'clock. We've got a documentary feature following Derry Matthews round on the day of his fight against Crawler.
Make sure you tuned in. I tuned in Saturday while the football was going on as well. I've fucked the football off and what's your thing?
It's repeated every day anyway, so it's not a problem. It's a repeat on 192 every day.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
I